Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Quiz. Today we are at the next topic, that is all about exchanging. We are at the 6th position of our topic. We'll get to the position from the opening here. There are a lot of inaccuracies by white in the opening, so I will not go into detailed explanation of the opening. So d4, d5, white played e3. White intends to go for Cole system with nf3, bd3 and d2, or he can go for the move f4 later, which becomes stonewall. Black plays c5, actively trying to attack d4, dc allows e5. White goes c3, idea is to take dc followed by b4, holding the pawn on c5. Black plays e6, controls the center, supports the pawn on c5. Here white played bd3, knight c6, f4, and we get the stonewall position on the board. Black develops with nf6, and here normal is to go nf3 followed by castle, and then this knight later comes to d2. White intends to bring one knight to e5, other knight goes to f3, and the c1 bishop can be freed from d2, e1 and h4 or d3 squares. This is the standard plan. But here white thought of playing the move nd2 first, which looks like it will lead to the same position. But black creates some problem in the white center and on the queen side. Let's see how. Black goes with the qc7. Of course, the idea is not e5. He is not able to play e5. White thought that black is playing normally. He wants to go bd6 castle, and he simply continued with knight gf3. This is the position of our analysis. We have discussed so many rules related to exchanging, and here we will see how the rule is applied in this case, and some nice tactics is used to meet the positional end. Okay, so tactics is the means to get a positional advantage in this case, and we are going to use the concept of exchanging. We have discussed we exchange when we are ahead in material, we exchange in order not to retreat, we exchange in order to get the control of the open file, and so on. So in this case, black went with the strong move cd4. The idea was if ed4, then queen f4 can be taken, although white's best option is to go for ed4, because after ed4, queen f4, he can use his development with knight c4, attack the queen, and then the knight settles on e5. White will have the open f5 and some play for the pawn, which is far superior to what happened in the game. In the game, white went cd4 and the c5 fell into black's hand. So this is the purpose of this example. The exchange leads to open file, and the control of the open file is forcibly grabbed by black by using some tactics. Let's see how. Knight b4, instantly attacking the bishop. Moves like knight b4, when we move the same piece again, usually are typical beginner moves, but here we see a master playing nb4. Of course, he has made some calculation. It looks like knight cannot reach c2, but there is a subtle point. After bb1 forced, because if bishop goes to e2, then knight c2 check and the rook is lost. And now we see that a3 is coming up. So black plays bd7. This was what he must have calculated while playing nb4. And to the move a3, there comes the very strong intermezzo, rook c8. And suddenly we realize now black is way more developed than white and active too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus this bishop is open. Look at white's position. Knights are really creating problem for his queen, bishop, and even the king placing. Now this knight is jumping to c2. After a into b4, qc1, already the position looks very difficult. After castle, there is queen into b2. So white goes for the move castle here. And after castle, we would normally expect black to go instantly n3, right? But black went for another very strong bishop b5. Again, he continues with the same idea. A b4 allows bishop f1 followed by qc1. Black will be an exchange up. First he forces the rook to go to e1 and then goes knight c2. What a progress made by black in last few moves, and all because of the exchange and followed by he is actually gaining tempo as well. So we have seen exchange followed by consequent development, and here we are seeing another motive coming up, exchange followed by control of the open file, and here we will see also occupation of the 7th rank after bishop c2, queen c2, queen c2, rook c2. Black's position is clearly superior. This game we are going to discuss in full detail later on. But right now the main purpose was to know how exchanging can be used to control the open file. I hope you are finding these lessons useful. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.